Hello, and welcome to the Steam Next Fest here in February of 2023. And we are looking at Metro Manager LA and its demo. And so, you've got Los Angeles here, and you need to build a metro system. So you were told, stop crime, fix problems, keep wait times low, keep your riders happy, and that's where you get satisfaction. And that's your currency, it's satisfaction. We can cash in points to do all the things we want to do. And we need a goal. So we either need to go from downtown LA to Burbank and for 500, over to Santa Monica for 600, or down to LAX for also 600. Let's just go to Burbank for no other reason than there. All right. Now, a box that's really important is to click that. That tells you, it not only provides you the links, but it provides you, kind of where everything is. So when you're building, you kind of want to see what's all going on. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to expand your metro line. So we're going to take this blue line here. We're going to come from there to there. And ta-da, we now have a blue line with a train on it. And we can do that. We can either add another train, that's add another line, but we don't need another line. We're still working our way up towards Burbank here, so we'll expand off that station and go further up that way. Beautiful. All right. Now, we'd be tempted to just keep expanding kind of up here and then maybe getting up there, but that's a trap. And I'm going to show you why it's a trap. So I'm going to keep expanding even further. And we're almost there. We just need 5 things here. Now, the problem is we've got a maintenance problem. So, all maintenance things have a kind of level with them. And this is where it's maintenance 3. So we have to hire 1, 2, 3 maintenance workers and stick those maintenance workers on there. And that failed. They're still fixing it. There's a crime. We need 4 police officers. Do there. They cost 5 each. Now, you generally want to do security because security is a little cheaper, but security can't be, cameras can't be moved around. So you can kind of do these things to move around. Now we've got this here, a maintenance 1 there. So we need to do that there. We need to pull these off here. Oh, there's a maintenance. And now you start seeing the problem. It's relatively impossible to manage all the issues. And each time you don't solve something, you get one of those X's, you're going to get penalized. So you keep getting penalized and not making money. And that's the way you just fall into the trap. You just can't make money because the issues come too fast. You would essentially need to fully staff every station. And, if I continued on this run, I would just keep losing money. So, that's kind of a problem. Or you could do an alternative method, which is slower, but then you don't lose money because you're trying to, figure out where all the stations are. So I'm going to reset. I just did this run this way just to solve the problems as they come, because to show you how unviable a strategy that is. We're just going to restart back here. Going through the same things. All right. So we're going to come here. We're going to take our line. We're going to keep working up. We turn the station names back on. There we go. Span the line. Take the blue line here. Run from downtown up 1. So instead of paying for a bunch of maintenance workers, at each station, I'm going to pay 25 and put a dedicated maintenance team. That means I no longer have to worry about maintenance at that station. And I'm going to expand off of here. Voila, dedicated maintenance teams. Now, I'm going to put security in all of these. So now there's minimum security of 2. To get the security up enough, I'm going to need to hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So we're going to do that. That's going to meet that target, so it's at its maximum potential. Voila. Now, the other thing you need to do is you need to realize your trains need security. I'm going to do that. I'm going to click again and again. And now, remember, I was at 50 at the end of the first day because I was as much as I was losing, and I spent far less. I started the day with 95 and ended with 50. Now, because I have this, I'm starting the day with 52, although I have one less station. But now I'm actually going to be able to make a profitable route here. Now, occasionally one of these stations will, just get a security increase requirement. And 4 will no longer be enough. So you just have to be on the lookout for that. Not happening yet. And there's no changing of time here. This is kind of part of the game where it's in a round, it's real time. When you're not in a round... Okay, why does the maintenance have higher? Doesn't matter what the maintenance is. It can't be less than, if you have a dedicated crew, you'll be fine. And see there, I'm slow. So in the round, it's real time, and you're just responding to the actual issues. But you're not really responding if you set it up like this. Oh, see, there we go. This popped up to 6, so I need to pop that up there, and it'll temporarily stay high. And it'll pop back down. So there we go. The other thing is each time you consecutively fix the maintenance problem or prevent consecutive crimes, you get additional satisfaction. So there's essentially a combo bonus. Now, my goal rewards go down each turn I don't complete it, but I'm making steady progress is the key here. Is that, I'm basically going to go for these combo rewards. So each pickup, I'm getting extra. Each thing I prevent, I'm getting 1. And each set of 3. So essentially, for each time I prevent something, I'm, getting 2. There's a little bit of delay in that reward, but it works out. And I have 2 extra people that I move around when, somewhere needs a little extra security, but my trains are doing fine. Technically, you can unlock capacity. I haven't seen that be useful yet. But again, something you can do. Also, between rounds, I could add another train. Now, I do have enough to add another station, but I don't have enough to install security and do all the things I need to do to make it a, good place. So I'm just going to let this roll a bit. And you need more security for the time being. We'll move a little extra security there. And there we go. And probably the next time you get a crime notification, it'll be prevented, and that'll be good. Come on. Have issues, attempt crimes. That's what I need. I need those points. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Maintenance issues prevented. Okay. Crime issue is now here. We're going to beef up security. And now we can kind of start the next round. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand this line now that I can afford to add that, afford that, and, all right, so security, has dropped, the need has dropped there. What I'm hoping is I can get to hire 2 more people to knock it up. La, not a problem. Went a little ahead of time there. And that was a risk. Because the penalties you get for failing to prevent something are just so much worse. But you know. And that's back to 4. Perfect. So now we have 2 people that can be reassigned wherever we need them. And we're still going to have to keep working on that connection. Come on. We're looking for problems. More crimes, more maintenance issues. There we go. But see, we're slowly gaining here. But we're not really making a lot of decisions. We're basically sending our 2 extra officers where we need them just in case. But other than that, this train is going along very slowly. It's like even though we're adding more stations, we're really getting any bonuses is from, you know, resolving issues, not from just connecting more train routes. So, you know, we're just slowly going here. But I couldn't not have these protections because I would very quickly just end up with negative value. So I'm stuck just slowly trying to build up here. And compared to having 5 maintenance workers, which will always be overtaxed, you need to move around all the time, and you can't pause and move them and kind of be precise with the precision during the day. You know, like you have this clock running, and there's not a lot of time, and the issues will resolve, you know, pretty quickly. If you start having this whole network here, you know, you won't be, even with a small network, you have to be like, okay, I have to subtract them there, move them there. What's the difficulty of the problem? It's not like send 1 maintenance worker. It's how many do you need to send to solve it in time. And if you're seconds delayed, then you need more maintenance workers than you normally need. And that's, you know, kind of an issue here. And there's nothing else for me to do while I'm waiting for this to happen in between rounds. The rounds are just proceeding while I'm waiting to essentially tick over that number. So, we're catching people. So, you know, and these are just, I don't know the frequency with which these pop ups, so kind of random. I'm totally dependent on the pop ups of having either maintenance issues that are automatically going to be solved, the dedicated maintenance teams, or the, you know, these whole things are, you know, what I'm really relied on. Because the train's only going to get a few pips every day. It's really the prevention of issues that's getting me my income. And I'm totally dependent on, you know, random chance for that. See, there we go. That was, you know, huge. Preventing that. That's perfect. Now I've got that extra 100. That's going to really matter. Here's why. Because now I can take this and I can extend the train line there. That immediately gets me my objective, so I get the bonus, which is only 150. It wants me to choose another, so either go out to Santa Monica, do LAX like before, or connect these 2, which is an entirely different train line. So I'm going to just continue this line down this way. That's my new objective. But I'm not leaving this place alone. I'm coming here, I'm coming here. Alright. I could do a new line, but that's not really where I'm going. And I'm going to go ahead, add more of those, and start the next round. And hopefully I'll have a next round to keep expanding. Train services are rolling along. And you need more security for the time being. Still preventing the issues. The train is still fine. We're not having any major weight issues, so this one train is perfectly acceptable. Okay, the crime issue has moved here. We've got it under control. Can move our extras. Okay. We're starting to not have enough train kind of capacity. So I'm going to add another train. I come in here to trains. Come here. You're going to need that and that. You're going to need that, that, and that. All right. So now we're going to have 2 trains running, and that should take care of the problem. So now we shouldn't be as taxed. Ooh, that's full. You need more security. But these additional trains... Oh, no, you're still needing 6. But it'd be nice if there would be like a little check mark if you had met the amount of security that you need there. These are still good. I'm not doing a capacity upgrade yet. We still need more time. To upgrade here. The good thing we're catching things. We're getting those lovely bonuses. Here we go. Maximum potential. Everything is nice and safe and secure. We're still earning points. And we'll be able to keep expanding. And we'll have to get all the way down here. But as you kind of see, it's already, you know, got 9 rounds remaining on this. I'm not necessarily going to be able to get there if I do it in a way that's secure. If I don't do it in a way that's secure, I'm not going to, you know, be able to do it because the penalties for just not being able to take care of the problems are just so much. So, you've got to keep expanding here. Move there. I just believe that's so worth it. And, yep, immediately security issue. So even if I'm doing kind of the maximum thing here, now I'm having multiples of these where I need to have security in place. And, you know, it's getting to be now an issue where now I'm having to worry about that. So even though I had the maximum amount of security, you know, the kind you needed, it wasn't enough. Because I didn't, I was penalized in the middle of that round, and there went kind of the income I needed. So it's, you know, tracking that can be very difficult. There we go. Increase security there. You're full now. So I'm now looking at a need to increase capacity on one of the trains. And like, I'm not really progressing on my goal of advancing to LAX, but you know, it's kind of, you know, I'm having to do what's necessary at this point to to keep myself operational. Because if you start having these problems, start having, you know, more issues. But as far as a management game goes, like, you're not really making that many decisions. And the decisions are too similar. And the game is moving too slowly without decisions really being made. Like, these time in between turns should not be a whole round moving like this. Basically, you should either assign, you know, your staff, and essentially you need to have enough staff between, you know, rounds to fix issues. And it kind of becomes, okay, where do you set, you know, everything during the round resolves, and then you see what the result is, rather than having to try to do this real-time mini thing in the management of it that's really not built for a real-time reaction to this. So if you're having a timer this short, realize that there's not enough decision space in here for a human to do a lot with that, especially if they can't pause it. They basically, the reactions in here need to be fun and interesting in this time, and not just minus minus plus, you know, click on station minus minus, click on next station plus plus. That's not really interesting. But essentially, you know, I'm building the line here. I don't know if I get fully connected as I need to be. But, you know, I'm not necessarily that interested in carrying on either, because it's just so slow and repetitive. On the plus side, the game works. You know, it's not like I've encountered any bugs. So, you know, if you're going to build, you know, just a casual, you know, little train connector game like this, that's, you know, great and fine, but you want it to have a nice pace and flow to it, where it's either you're going to, you know, it's kind of one of those that slowly spirals out of control, where, you know, like, I think it's Mini Metro, it's just eventually, you know, the system gets too complicated for all the tools you have, and it's meant to kind of slowly build out of control. And then eventually it ends, and it's about how far you can go. Or if you want to kind of have a relaxing game, you don't want it to be so punishing in terms of, you know, where you have security or not. And you want it to be an actual decision if, you know, having security and maintenance teams is there, you know, make it a real decision, not just, I need to put dedicated maintenance at each station, so it's 125 instead of 100 for each station, because there's no way I can manage my teams of maintenance people. And again, the same thing with security. You know, make it interesting in terms of what's there. How much would it cost for another line? So selecting, let's say I even did that, and I wanted to do that. Now I could have a station there, but, you know, that would be another line. So maybe with another station, you have another line that does that. Let's see. Just for the sake of my curiosity. Yeah, if you have another line at a station, it's +2, which is kind of cool. So having multiple lines could be a good thing to get more points there. Again, that's something you need to know. So it's by line that's serviced. So maybe, you know, instead of trying to extend this line down here as my, you know, secondary goal, I would have go ahead and, you know, take this one out this way. And as you see, that train now is having a security issue. So I need to secure the train. There we go. But that's, you know, and that's constantly hitting that one. So it's not by even the number of passengers moved, it's just by how many times you hit it. Which again, you know, you want to have a smaller overlapping lines, but still. My opinion on this is, at this exact moment, this game needs work to be more interesting, to make interesting decisions. Either that, or it needs to be, I've been recording for 25 minutes now. I need to be like done with the entire scenario. I should have completed, should have been a whole game, and it should have been done, and it should have been fun, and I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to do another round. If it's going to be simplistic, it needs to either be more interesting as a management game where you're going to spend more time with it, make more interesting decisions. There can be a little bit of waiting in it, but it can't just be, okay, in between rounds, what am I doing? Or it needs to be something lighter where you're going to make faster connections. It's going to be possibly a lot cheaper. Maybe it's, to get the lines to do that. I don't quite know what it would be yet, to be the fix. Maybe if there was something like a report at the start of each round, like we're hearing about security incidents, here and here, or there's, people think there'd be, security here and here. And so the question is, where do you send your security teams for the round? And, reported maintenance issues. And maybe it's, you just need to, kind of look at your general, maintenance levels and send them around, to make sure you just have enough teams to be regularly visiting each station rather than needing a dedicated team at each station or die. It would be interesting to, or not that it would, I'm not going to say it would be interesting. It would be a lot less micro managey that's not very interesting. And maybe, responding to, intelligence reports which give you some idea but aren't perfect. So it gives you, you're making some calls of where to send stuff that's interesting. But that, again, may not be the vibe, because this looks like a lighter, just, train connection game. So, I would say, as far as, kind of the graphics go, like, you have to zoom in to really read anything. So if you're trying to go for specific locations, you either kind of have to be like, all right, that's where I'm going. And otherwise, the names don't matter, or it's just too small. But in terms of the graphics itself, the graphics look, nice enough. With the station names overlay on board, you can kind of see around it. Obviously, as they kind of built here, you'll be able to get quite a bit of, line going on. So I hope that the, developer really thinks about what they're trying to achieve with this game. What kind of game do they want it to be? Do they want it to be deeper management? Do they want it to be lighter and faster paced, and kind of just something that you play around of in 20-30 minutes? There are valid games for both ideas, but you can't have a game that has the depth of a 20 to 30 minute playthrough and expect it to be a few hours of playthrough. That's just not that interesting. So I want to say thank you very much for joining me for this look at Metro Manager LA, and be seeing you.